just another word for fun. And for those of you who like Ferris wheels and carnivals and stuff like that, there's plenty of that stuff at Santa Monica Beach. So yeah, aside from the carnival that's really close to the beach, there's also a pier which is a long wooden plank step extending out into the ocean, and it's in the top right picture. As you can see, there are many people just walking out there and enjoying the view. So that's a really cool thing to do if you do ever come to California. And another thing that's actually really cool about this beach is that there's an aquarium nearby. So even if you can't see any aquatic or marine animals at the beach, you could just go check out the nearby aquarium. Second of all, we have El Matador Beach. For those of you who love peace and quiet, this is probably one of the most tranquil beaches you can find. Like the previous beach and all the others on this list, it has an amazing view, but most importantly, it's very quiet. I think I already said that, but I'm gonna emphasize it again. For those of you who do like the quiet and tranquility, this is definitely where you should go because it's a nice, break from life if you do have a lot of stress. Okay. Moving on to number three on the list. Number three is Zuma Beach. I know it sounds a little weird, but yes, that is what the beach name is called. Zuma Beach is a very beautiful beach, just like I said for all the others. But what makes this beach pretty cool is that it's one of the cleanest, if not the cleanest, in California, and it's extremely good for surfing. And if you don't know what surfing is like a sport for water, and it's what's being done in the bottom right picture. It might be a little hard to pick up at first, but once you get good at it, Zuma Beach is a place you should definitely try going to. Number four, La Jolla Cove. La Jolla Cove is a place to go for all pet lovers because La Jolla Cove is a place where you can actually see so many marine animals. And if you do like nature, there's a lot of that here as well because the vegetation in the top right, you can see there's a lot of it. And it's overall just a really nice place to go to. The waters here are fairly clean as well, as you can see in the top right picture, because you can pretty much see the bottom of the ocean from there, which is a really good thing. So yeah, if you do like nature a lot, La Jolla Cove is a great place to go to. Oh, and I haven't been mentioning this, but in the bottom left, here's a map of where you can find it. So this one's really close to San Diego. Okay, number five, Manhattan State Beach. So, like Zuma Beach, Manhattan State Beach does have a lot of surfers coming there annually because of, well, I'm pretty sure, not pretty sure, I know that there's this annual event where people have a surfing competition, and that's a really cool thing to do if you do like surfing. So, maybe once you get good at surfing, if you do choose to, you may come to Manhattan State Beach to try to compete with others. In addition to surfing, Manhattan State Beach has so many volleyball courts, around 50 actually, and it does hold competitions for that as well. So for those of you who do like volleyball, this is definitely one of the top beaches I'd recommend to you. Nearing the end, we have number six with Coronado Beach. Coronado Beach, in my opinion, is probably the prettiest beach because of just how amazing it looks in the sunset, as you can see in the bottom right picture. It really just looks like something out of this world. And the waters are actually pretty clean here as well, meaning that it's good for swimming. It's not too dirty. And you can even kayak here, as you can see in the top right picture. Kayaking is where you get on these like little boats and you row with this long stick. So yeah, if you do like stuff like that, or just swimming in general, Coronado Beach is a really nice, clean environment to go to. And last on our list is Venice Beach. Venice Beach is like the home of entertainers. There are so many performers here. In fact, some even play the piano. They do tricks that you didn't even know existed. And aside from the performers, there are actually just a wide variety of activities. In fact, people can even skateboard here, as you can see in the top right picture. Skateboarding, if you don't know what it is, it's just a board that you skate on. And if you don't know what skating is, I don't know how to explain it, but I guess you could say it's just shoes with wheels on the bottom. Yeah, Venice Beach does have a lot of cool stuff you can do there, and it's a very popular place. So it's like it's not too quiet, but it is a nice place if you do like crowded areas. And when it's not, full of people, it is a very beautiful scenery as well. Now, thank you for listening to my presentation.
Thank you very much. All right. Let's have Brendan go up next.
All right. Can you guys still see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
All right. Hi, my name is Brendan. I'm currently in 11th grade and I go to Beckman High School. Today I'll be presenting food culture in California. So the first thing I want to talk about is fast food. So this is like a type of restaurant here in the US. A lot of people like to go because the food is pretty good and it's also really convenient because they can serve you pretty quickly. The first popular restaurant chain here that I want to talk about is In-N-Out. So in California, In-N-Out is pretty popular. It's like a hallmark. A lot of people come here and they want to try out this restaurant. So it was founded in 1948 and opened its first store in Baldwin, California. So that's like near Los Angeles, I'm pretty sure. The restaurant is known for its burgers and milkshakes and animal fries. So animal fries is like uh, it's like French fries, but with a bunch of uh, sauce and stuff on it. And the fast food chain is mostly located along the west coast of the US, so you won't really find it in other parts of the country. It's mainly located in California, but it can also be found in parts of Texas and Utah. So the next one I want to talk about is McDonald's. McDonald's isn't really only in the US, it's also in many other countries. It's worldwide. So like In-N-Out, McDonald's also opened during the 1940s. They provide burgers and French fries, but they also have other items like salad, chicken, and fish. And they hold the title as the largest fast food chain with more than 40,000 locations. The next thing I want to talk about is steakhouses. So steakhouses, unlike fast food, they're at a much slower pace. So you usually go there when you want to just have a relaxing meal with your friends and family. So the first steakhouse I want to talk about is Outback Steakhouse. So it first started out in Florida and it has now expanded to over 20 countries. And it's also Australian themed. So um, they're known for their grilled steaks, chicken, and seafood, and they're also a great place for fine dining. The next one is Mastro Steakhouse. So compared to Outback Steakhouse, they're a lot more higher class. So their dishes will be more expensive compared to the other one. They're a collection of sophisticated steakhouses, and it's also important to note that you have to dress nicely in order to eat at this restaurant. And they're also recognized for their excellent service. The next thing I want to talk about is how we celebrate holidays here and what we eat during holidays. So the first one is Christmas. So during Christmas, a lot of people like to eat roasted vegetables, mashed potatoes, gravy, and roasted beef. And a lot of them also bring cookies like sugar cookies and gingerbread cookies, which are cookies that are fashioned into many shapes and sizes. Thanksgiving is another. Oh, I also forgot to mention Christmas is on December 25th, so 6 days before New Year's Eve, and Thanksgiving is in November. So the main dish during a Thanksgiving feast is turkey, And Alexander Hamilton, which is one of the founding fathers of the United States, once said that no citizen of the United States should refrain from turkey on Thanksgiving Day. So he's basically saying that everyone should eat turkey on Thanksgiving Day. And many people enjoy pumpkin pie and apple pie during the feast. And that's about it. So thank you for listening.
Thank you. Any questions? Does anyone have anything they don't understand, or maybe a question about what, I don't know, what his favorite food is, maybe?
I have a question.
Yes.
So anybody can answer, Brandon or Owen or the US students. Which of the holidays do you think is really the most popular one? Is it New Year, Thanksgiving, or Christmas?
I think most people will like Christmas a lot more because you actually like receive presents. So
Okay, anyone else? So they're all very, very big holidays in the United States. Brendan's correct. Christmas is really popular, right? But just remember, Thanksgiving is really popular because the main theme for that is really just for the family to get together, having this feast, because all goes back to histories of hard times and pilgrim era, right? So if you guys all have time, look it up. The Taiwanese students can look up, and I believe you celebrate Thanksgiving in Taiwan now too, right? Yes, no? Just Christmas and New Year, right? Oh, I know what's big in Taiwan now. Halloween, correct?
Yes, I think so.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you. Owen, back to you.
All right. Next, we'll have Jason go up.
Okay. Oh wait, okay. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Jason, and I'm doing my presentation on Los Angeles. So an introduction. First, Los Angeles can refer to two things, which is LA County, or the city. And so LA County is the largest county in the United States, with almost 10 million people living in it. And LA City is the largest city in California and the second largest city in the United States, with almost 4 million people. And both LA City and the county have a lot of ethnic and cultural diversity. People from like all over the world live in LA, and because of that, there's like many different cultures in Los Angeles. And so on the left is LA City on the map. And Los Angeles is a center of industry, entertainment, and culture. And there's many like good restaurants, museums, beaches, and parks. So it's like a good place for tourists to visit. And one of the most famous parts of LA is Hollywood, which is a neighborhood in Los Angeles. And it's the center of the movie industry in the United States. So sports in LA. So these are like the major sports teams in LA. So for basketball, there's the Lakers and the Clippers. Baseball has the Dodgers. Football, the Rams and the Chargers. And hockey has the Kings. And two like very popular stadiums are the Staples Center, which is home to the Lakers, Clippers, and the Kings, and Dodger Stadium, which is home to the Dodgers. And this is Staples Center, and this is Dodger Stadium. And so let's talk about attractions in LA. The first one is Universal Studios Hollywood, and it's a movie-themed amusement park. And it has a bunch of attractions and rides based on popular movies and TV shows like Harry Potter, Jurassic Park, and The Simpsons. And there's also a bunch of like shops and restaurants where you can go to if you visit. And so these are two like popular rides at Universal Studios. The left is a Harry Potter based ride called the Flight of the Hippogriff. And then on the right is the studio tour, where you get like a behind the scenes look at how they produce movies and also get to like experience like some special effects. Next is Disneyland Resort, and it's a theme park based on Disney, and so stuff like Star Wars and Marvel, and also their like animated movies. And Disneyland Resort includes Disneyland Park and also California Adventure Park. On the left is the Pirates of the Caribbean, which is one of the more popular rides at Disneyland Park. And then on the right is Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, which is also a very popular ride at California Adventure Park. Huntington Library. So this is a picture of me when I went there. And it's a museum, a garden, and library all in one. The museums feature European and American art. And the library has a bunch of like very like rare and precious manuscripts. And the gardens are considered some of the most beautiful in the world. And they're known for their Chinese and Japanese gardens. Oh wait. And so the left one is on the left is a painting called Blue Boy, and it's one of the most famous paintings that they have. And then on the top right is the Chinese garden, and then right below that is a Gutenberg Bible, and it's like famous because it's one of like the first books to be mass printed in Europe. Next is the Getty Center and Villa. So they're both like founded by like the same guy. And the Getty Center is a museum and a research complex with like a wide range of Western art from the Middle Ages all the way to the present. And then the Getty Villa is modeled after a Roman villa, which is basically like an ancient Roman mansion, I guess. Would be the best way to describe it. And it has Greek, Roman, and Etruscan art, but is known for mostly Greek and Roman art. And then this is a picture I took when I was at the Getty Villa of the Lansdowne Heracles, which is a sculpture of Heracles or Hercules. And it's like one of their most famous pieces. Thank you for listening, and any questions?
So Jason, what's your favorite spot on all the places you mentioned?
Like the Huntington Library, because I don't know, just the gardens are really nice.
Great, thank you for sharing.
There's a lot of places to look at.
Oh, if that's it, then we'll have Isho go next.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So my name is Ishao Chan, and this is my presentation about the different types of art. So the first type of art is abstract art. What is abstract art? Abstract art uses shapes, colors, textures, and forms. It is art that does not represent or convey reality. The different types of abstract art include suprematism, geometric art, abstract art, and minimalism. There are many more different types though. All types of abstract art share the non-objective and non-representational aspect, which means the art does not look like anything. When did abstract art begin? Abstract art became popular in the early 20th century or the 1900s. However, it's difficult to analyze when exactly it began. It is commonly believed by many artists to be 1910. Which famous artist used abstract art? Wassily Kandinsky is thought to be the pioneer of abstract art. He was the first recorded painter to not use any formal composition, which is how art is arranged. His art also did not purposely represent reality, another determining factor of abstract arts. The next type of art I will be showing is pointillism art. What is pointillism art? Pointillism art is known for its use of small dots that create the art, hence its name, pointillism art. It blurs the points into an image for the viewer. Therefore, it is similar to divisionism, chromoluminescence, or impressionism. It has a scientific influence because artists need to know where to place the dots in order for the viewer to see the completed painting. When did pointillism begin? It began in 1886 and helped lead the way to the Flauvist movement in the 1900s. Which famous artists used pointillism? George Seurat and Paul Signac started and developed the pointillism movement. Fun fact, the name pointillism was originally created to mock the art, but eventually became the official name. Cubism. What is cubism? Cubism uses geometric shapes, collages, and interlocking planes. It emphasizes two-dimensional planes, contradicting the traditional three-dimensional planes in art. When did Cubism begin? It began and developed in the 20th century or the 1900s. Pablo Picasso and George Braque developed it in the years of 1907 through 1914. Analytical Cubism developed between 1910 and 1912, and it shows the analysis of form. After 1912, the development of Cubism was called synthetic Cubism, which emphasized the combination of forms in the art. Which famous artists used Cubism? Some noteworthy and famous artists that have used Cubism in their paintings include Pablo Picasso, George Braque, and Frida Kahlo. The next type of art I will be showing is Impressionism. What is Impressionism? Impressionism uses small, visible strokes, unblended color, and accurate representations of natural light. The painters were primarily Parisian because it started in France, which I will be talking more about later. It also emphasized plein air painting, which means painting outside. It is often called the first modern movement in painting. Japanese ukiyo-e prints inspired Impressionism. When did Impressionism begin? Impressionism began in the mid to late 19th century or the 1800s. It all started when a group of French painters wanted to remove traditional art rules, such as how art should be created, and create art that showed how they saw the scene. Which famous artists used Impressionism? Claude Monet, Camille, Alfred Sisley, and Edgar Degas were all the patriarchs, which means creators of Impressionism. Claude Monet, the most famous one of all of these artists, painted a famous series of paintings called the Water Lilies. So an example of one of these paintings is in the top left corner. The next type of art I will be showing is Expressionism. What is Expressionism? Expressionism is a type of art in which the painting is deformed, expressing the artist's true internal ideas or emotions. It is sometimes seen as a part of Romanticism. It is also usually associated with modern German art or German Expressionism. After World War II ended, abstract expressionism developed in America, which combines abstract art and expressionism, hence the name abstract expressionism. When did expressionism begin? It began in 1912. Which famous artists used expressionism? Edvard Munch, Francis Bacon, and Vincent van Gogh used expressionism. Vincent van Gogh is most famous for his painting over here, which is called The Starry Night in the top left corner. Fun fact, the term expressionist is usually used during the 1900s. Chinese art. What is Chinese art? It includes calligraphy, painting, pottery, sculpture, and others, but this presentation will mostly focus on the painting aspect. Bird and flower painting is extremely common in Chinese paintings. Also, since fine art is a part of Chinese art and culture, Chinese paintings are usually painted using lines. Chinese paintings often use black ink as a key tone. When did Chinese art begin? It dates back to ancient China. However, the earliest found Chinese art was created in the 6th millennium BC. It is often in black and white because many Chinese artists viewed color as a distraction. These are some famous Chinese artists that use this type of painting style. The next type of art I'll be showing is Romanticism. What is Romanticism? Romanticism places an emphasis on independence, imagination, and emotions. It opposes common subjects such as harmony, balance, order, and reasonableness, which is often seen in many different art styles. It can be used in any form, ranging from literature, architecture, art, and music, but it's most famous for its music aspect. In addition, it values inspiration and originality and includes search for individual rights or liberty, which means freedom. When did Romanticism begin? It spread throughout the United States and Europe during the end of the 18th century and the beginning of the 19th century, or the 1700s through the 1800s. Which famous artists used Romanticism? Thomas Cole, Jonathan Stovall, William Blake, and J.M.W. Turner all used this art style. The next type of art is Fauvism. Fauvism uses forceful brushwork and bright, bold colors. It is the style of a group called Les Fauves, hence the name Fauvism. It is similar to abstract art. Fauvists were interested in color theory, especially complementary colors, which are colors that are opposite to each other on the color wheel. When did Fauvism begin? Fauvism as a style began in 1904 and continued past 1910, but Fauvism as a movement only lasted from the years of 1905 through 1908. Fauvism was one of the leading art movements throughout the 20th century alongside avant-garde, another popular art style. Which famous artists used Fauvism? Henri Matisse and Andre Derain both used Fauvism. Thank you for watching and listening to my presentation. I hope you enjoyed this presentation about the different types of art.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions? If not, I guess we'll be going on to my presentation next. Here we go. Can you guys see it? Yep. All right. Hello, my name is Owen Lowe, and today I will be doing my presentation on national parks located within California. Oh, this is not. The first park that we have is the Joshua Tree National Park. The first thing you guys want to know about the Joshua Tree National Park is that the Joshua Tree is not actually a tree. It's actually a plant called the yucca plant. So far, to this day, the Joshua Tree Park isn't fully available to the public. This is due to many of the private animals that need to be protected. This park took 58 years just to become a national park, and there are 57 mammal species that are found within this park. Some things you can do in this park are go with friends, go camping, go hiking, and go sightseeing. Here on the top left, you can see there's a picture of a camping setup. On the right, we have the Joshua tree, also known as the yucca plant. In the middle is one of the animals that can be found there, which is the goat. And on the bottom left is another picture of a camping setup behind a mountain/cave. The next park that we have up is Sequoia National Park. This was the first national park that was created to protect the trees and organisms. These trees grow to super large sizes, some up to 275 inches tall. This is a very fun tourist area and is one of the most popular in the world. In this park, you can go exploring, climbing on mountains and trees, jumping up onto willow branches, and go hiking on trails. This park is home to bears, deers, rabbits, bats, and other animals. Here up in the top left, we have a picture of a small little man compared to the large sizes of the sequoia trees. As you can see, they're much bigger than he is, and even just the roots of the tree is already bigger than the small little human. In the middle, we have a picture of a bear that was sighted within this park. And on the right is a picture of a cave that you can enter and visit yourself. Up next, we have the Redwood National Park. In this park, you can go to the beach because it's right next to the ocean. In this beach, you can go swimming in the ocean and you can play in the sand. You can also check out the many forests that are full of trees and go hiking on top of hills. On top of this hill, you can watch the sunset as the sun goes down. This park is home to animals such as the elk, and if you stay long enough to see the stars at night, you can lay down under the trees and look up into the sky. Here we have a picture of nightfall coming soon. As you can see, the trees are very tall as well, and if you look up into the sky, you can see a few stars in the blue midst. On the far right, we have a picture of an animal that was spotted on top of a plant. This is a worm, and on the oh my gosh, in the middle bottom, we have a picture of an elk trying to eat the leaves from a tree. Next up, we have Yosemite National Park. This park is very well known for its Yosemite Falls. We can climb hills and see waterfalls just like the previous parks that I've mentioned, as well as going hiking, climbing, and driving through many caves. Just like the Joshua Tree National Park and other parks, you can camp overnight here with your friends, or you can go sightseeing just during the day. The Yosemite National Park has something called the Indian Village, where you can go check out the museum and you can go check out the many things that they have from old and ancient times. This park is home to the black bear, sheep, fox, lions, bats, and other mammals. Here in the top left, you have a picture of the National Museum that they have for the Indian Village. On the far right is a picture of a lake that was spotted when you're driving around on the roads beside it. In the middle is a picture of a brown bear, as you can recall, was something that was found in the Sequoia National Park. Here in the bottom left, we have a picture of two men rock climbing. This is available to anyone, but please be careful when you're rock climbing because it is dangerous. And on the far right is a picture of a camping setup with a picnic because you can stay overnight and eat with your friends. Next up, we have the Pinnacles National Park. In the Pinnacles National Park, just like the other parks, you can go hiking in cave trails with bridges and rivers, as well as going to very high peaks to go see the sunset. This park is home to the wildflower, and as you can see in the background, there are many of them. This park also offers rock climbing, as well as it is home to the deer, bobcat, fox, raccoon, jackrabbits, and other animals. Here in the top left, we have a picture of two people under a cave on top of a hiking trail as they cross over a river. Oh, what? And on the far right is a picture of the mountains that you can witness only if you climb up to tall hills. The bottom left is a picture of the wildflowers that I mentioned in the previous slides. As you can see, the field is full of them. In the middle is a picture of a squirrel that was spotted, and on the bottom right is a picture of a bat that was spotted in a cave. Next up, we have Kings Canyon National Park. In this park, you can go rock climbing and climb on the trees. You can go see the General Sherman tree, which is one of the most famous tourist areas to go witness. This tree grows up to 275 feet tall, which is basically just the same size as the Sequoia National Tree. These two trees go to very large sizes and live for a very long time. In this park, you can also go hiking and go picnic with friends. This park is home to birds, deer, bears, fish, bats, lions, and other animals. Here you can see there's a waterfall and a little area that you can go swimming in. You can climb on the rocks next to the waterfall, but please take caution as you could slip. The far right is a picture of a view that you can climb when using the hiking trail. In the middle right here, we have the General Sherman tree, and as you can tell, compared to other trees in the background, it is very tall and is the tallest. The far right, we have a picture of a picnic table in an area where you can go camping. The bottom left is a picture of a bird that was spotted in the trees, and on the bottom right is a family of rodents that are also living within the park. Last but not least, we have Death Valley National Park. The Death Valley National Park offers a large basin as well as golfing, hiking, and camping. Within this park are many sand dunes where you can take a lot of chances to go dune buggy riding or play with the sand. This park offers rock climbing on the Mosaic Canyon rock. This park is home to birds, reptiles, fish, mammals, amphibians, and other animals. On the top left is a picture of a turtle that has been sunbathing for quite some time. As you can see, the shell of the turtle is very dry and is not wet like a normal turtle within a river would be found. In the middle right here, we have a picture of a man rock climbing. As you can see, there are many steps that you can take to get up onto the mountain. On the right, we have a picture of a small little man, if you can see him right here, within the area of the large dune. There is a lot of sand and it's very easy to fall, so please be careful. In the bottom left, we have a picture of a bird that is found within the park. This bird is called a roadrunner, and this is because it's just a really fast running bird. And on the bottom right is a picture of a trail that you can go visit yourself. Thank you for listening. Does anyone have any questions?
I do.
Yes.
So it looks like the trees are pretty big. I want to know the Sherman trees. How big is it? Like, how many people is required approximately to wrap around it?
It's 275 inches tall, and the average person, I want to say the average person is what, 170 centimeters tall? So let me search it up for you. Or actually, if I can recall, it was 25 people, I'm pretty sure. 25 people can fit around it, which is quite a lot of people. So yeah.
Bottom line is Sherman tree is very, very, very big.
All right, so we have one more person to present, and that will be Ian. Ian?
Ian, please turn on your microphone and present.
I was just pulling it up. Okay, can you guys see it? Oh,
Yes.
it's loading.
Yes.
Can you see it? Okay, so my presentation is on the species of America, some just cool animals that are in America. So for the first animal, we have the bald eagle. Where does the bald eagle live? The bald eagle lives around these areas. Bald eagle migrates during the winter and breeds and whatnot. So it usually lives around northern areas and then it'll come down and move back up depending on the season. It likes to live near bodies of water so it can catch prey such as like fish or other aquatic animals. General info about the bald eagle. It's not called the bald eagle because it's bald. It's actually called the bald eagle because it's derived from an old English word known as bald, meaning white. A diet. Bald eagle likes eating all these aquatic animals, and if they can't find any fish or turtles or waterfowl, they like to snack on snakes or rodents. Bald eagles are also known for being the national animal of America, and they're seen as a symbol of strength, courage, and freedom. The eagle is part of the bird family in the animal kingdom, so it's related to many other birds, such as the stellar sea eagle, buzzards, kites, vultures, and the owl. Next one, grizzly bear. The grizzly bear lives in woodlands, prairies, or forests. you can see now that there's a lot less grizzly bears than there was earlier. They used to be spread out across the entire region, but now they're just sort of shrunk in this northern area. The grizzly bear lives in, again, northwestern states and western Canada, like around this area. Some live in Alaska as well. However, they just got forced out. They usually live over there. They used to. Now, general info about the grizzly bears, the meat they eat. They usually like to eat salmon, but if they can't find salmon, they'll eat squirrels, carrion hoofed animals, which include these: four moose, elk, caribou, and deer. They also eat plants. They like to eat berries and fruits mostly. The name's origin was derived from the word grizzly, meaning horrible. I'm assuming that somebody had a wild encounter with this beast and they didn't like it. Important. The grizzly bears had not lived in California since its most recent sighting in 1924, but despite this, it is shown on the California flag and is our animal mascot. So, kind of weird. Alligator. Where do alligators live? They can be found in swamps, marshlands, or lakes. They live around this area of southwestern America, mostly Florida right here. That's a huge alligator spot. And the biggest alligator to ever be recorded was 19 feet and 12 inches long, and it was found in Louisiana right here. And here's some general info about crocodiles. The name's origin of crocodile came from El Lagarto or lizard. It was like heavily mistranslated. Alligators like to eat insects, fish, snakes, turtles, and small mammals. As they grow older, their taste in fish will change. So when they're young, they'll like to eat like small fish, but when they get older, they like to eat like rough-skinned fish. And you need to watch out for alligators, especially in Florida. Alligators have the third highest bite power in the animal kingdom, coming behind their close relatives of the crocodile and Nile crocodile, and have a strength of 2,125 psi, which is pounds per square inch. In the past few decades, since 2004, I believe, Florida has recorded 334 alligator attacks. So now we have a quiz. Which one of you guys think this one is an alligator or a crocodile? They're pretty hard to tell apart, so just one. So it turns out this one, the B is a crocodile. This one right here, because they're very similar creatures, but people often can't tell them apart. So I created this slide to mostly just show you the difference between the two. Crocodiles have V-shaped pointy snouts. They live in saltwater, and they have usually a dark green olive type of thing and brown skin. Alligators, on the other hand, have U-shaped. They're sort of like rectangular snouts. They live in freshwater, and they have blackish gray skin. So from this one, you can see B is the alligator, because you see this, it's sort of a U shape. This one's kind of more pointy of a snout. Lastly, we have the centipede. The centipede lives in, well, specifically this type of centipede. Centipedes live all over this entire world, but the centipede I'm going to be discussing today is a giant desert centipede, and it lives in deserts, and usually lives around the southern part of America near Mexico right here. The name's origin of centipede comes from 100, an insect, so when you combine them together, it means 100-leg insect. However, the centipede does not have 100 legs. It varies from 15 pairs of legs to around 177, I believe. The centipede eats mostly other insects, including spiders, cockroaches, moths, crickets, bedbugs, silverfish, and will eat other centipedes if the other centipede is injured. Centipedes can vary in length from 1 to 12 inches long, and they're extremely strong predators because they move extremely fast and have poisonous claws and fangs. Thank you.
All right, thank you for your presentation. Does anyone have any questions? All right, if no more questions, then we're going to be set out into our breakout rooms now. All right, so I'm going to send everyone out into their own breakout rooms. Leaders, please come back by 7:58, and then we'll say bye after that. All right? So let me send you guys out. 3, 2, 1. Please join the room. What? Lola? Lola? Hello? Are you here? I don't know what to do. I can't drag you either. Alright. All right. Well, thank you everyone for coming out today. I hope you guys had fun. If you guys want, you guys can ask for people's contact info. If you guys like the people that were hosting you today, you can ask them in the chat for their contact info with their phone number, Instagram, Discord, or email if you guys want. Yeah, I'll give you guys a few minutes to do that. And if not, you guys are free to leave. Thank you for coming.
Okay, thanks for our teachers and please students from different schools, please say thanks for the lectures.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. Have a good, wonderful day.
Bye-bye. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
那个学生不要忘了这个填这个 Google Form，OK？Before you leave the meeting room.
Half of them are gone.
Just for the Taiwanese students.
So I post the link again in the chat box in the meeting.
所以等一下那个 Nico， 我把那个截图，我是把它用成 PPT 啦，因为这样可能做简报比较快。
哦，好啊，
直接给你，我就直接 PPT 这样一份给，就是放在群组里，这样学生跟家长如果要做那个 homework，
OK，
都可以。OK，
好，谢谢戴老师。那明天也是同样的团体吗 ？OK，
another group， 他们会
No, it's gonna be three different groups that you guys gonna encounter. So today's one group, tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow.
Okay, we won't see Dr. Judy Ling tomorrow. No, we won't see.
No, we're done.
That's so bad. Okay.
Every day you will have different groups of teachers here.
I see. Okay, I understand.
But I may be going back to Taiwan during summer, so I may do volunteer sessions. We'll see.
Okay, we'll see.
We'll go with Professor Liu, right?
I told her I'll be going back to Taiwan, so I don't mind volunteering, but I don't know what her plan is. She did tell me that because of COVID, so they kind of stopped that program, but we'll see. But I'll talk to her about it.
Okay.
Well, thank you
Thanks
so much.
Our teachers here. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.